Well guys, here we are at the end of 2020, only a couple days left in this year, which means we're about to start 2021, and I thought let's do a fun video today, an in-depth video looking at the public account in detail going into 2021. I'm not expecting to make any moves in the public account over the next couple days, which means, you know, I'll buy at least like $700,000 worth. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not expecting to make any moves in the next couple days. So this is the account that I'm going into 2021 with, and these are stocks that I'm planning on riding with for 2021. Okay, so I want to show you all 13 stocks I own in this account. I would love to hear from you guys if you feel like any of these stocks are stocks to buy, stocks to watch, things like that. I'm going to show you all 13 stocks. I'm going to show you if they're up, down. I'm going to show you cost basis, everything across the board. I'm going to tell you a little bull case around each of these stocks. All right. And then I'll just do a little extra, because you guys know I got to do a little extra for you all the time. I'm going to share with you two stocks that I could potentially add, and I will probably add in this account in 2021 to bring it up to, let's say, 15 stocks or so, okay? Now I know plenty of people out there want to know how much money have I actually made in this account this year, and in terms of booked profits in just this account. Keep in mind, this is just one of my stock market accounts. This is my second biggest stock market account, okay? I have my main big dog private account, and then I have this account, and then all the other accounts from there on are basically smaller. But in this account, I've made $53,000 in this account this year, okay? So that's money I actually have to pay taxes on, meaning essentially I sold those positions and booked profits for them, okay? Now, I also have another almost $750,000 worth of profits that I could take literally right now if I wanted to, okay? Which would mean I would have made $800,000, or actually over $800,000 in this account just this year in terms of booked profits. But at the end of the day, like, a lot of these stocks I love for the long term, and I'm not interested in selling out a lot of these stocks way too early, because some of these stocks have huge runs to go on over the next few years. And so to take $750,000 in extra profit, I'm good for now, okay? I'll wait to pay my taxes on that. I'll wait to take those gains down the road when they're even bigger, okay? This account is over $1.2 million. In terms of 1 year rate of return, we're at 129%, and that is calculated by Fidelity Investments. So the performance is, you know, that's something I always strive for. I mean, we are absolutely destroying the market. You look at what the S&P 500's up, you look at the Dow, you look at even the NASDAQ, which NASDAQ is by far the best performer of all three of those, and we're just destroying all those. And that's why I put in all this work, man. I'm not gonna put in all this time researching these companies and doing all this grind essentially just to try to keep up with the market or something like that. Like, you guys know I want to absolutely destroy the markets every year, and that's what I strive for. And last year we destroyed the markets as well. In 2019 in this account, we got over a 91% 1 year rate of return, and that is calculated by Fidelity Investments, okay? This account is over 3 years old now, which I still consider this account a baby account. I know it's got $1.2+ million in it now, but I still consider it a baby. Like, in the scheme of investing, this is not an old portfolio. When you're talking, 3.5 years maybe now, or maybe even less than 3.5 years, it's a baby. When it turns 5 years old, I'll call it a kid, okay? We'll turn it into a kid account, all right? Hope you guys enjoy this. As always, if you don't mind, smash the thumbs up button. That helps YouTube channel out massively with that YouTube algorithm. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are part of the thumbs up squad, which we need more of you guys. Some of you guys take that for granted, and you just don't hit that smash. You don't smash the thumbs up. And I'm just like, why, man? You come, you watch these videos every single day, and you don't smash the thumbs, man. I need it. Sometimes we don't even hit 10%. Some of you guys are just being lazy on me. You guys get lazy on me, I'm gonna start getting lazy on you. I'm gonna start doing videos like top 5 best checking accounts and bank accounts, and I'm gonna start doing Webull affiliates. If you guys start getting lazy on me, man, you better not get lazy on me. You better smash the thumbs up button. I'm waiting. I will wait. Don't make me ask again, okay? If you want to join Stock Hub, it is absolutely free to do so. That's linked in the description as well. I have that as a pinned comment. If you want to apply for my private group, that will be the pinned comment on there as well, all right? So what I'm going to do for you guys here today is I'm going to sort these, the smallest to the biggest positions, and we'll run through these, okay? First up, Cruisy Doozy, okay? Cirrus Logic. This is the smallest position in this account. We're up 127% on this stock right now, up $9,000 or so. And we only have 200 shares, okay? Cruisy Doozy, this is such a small position in this account. I have thought about just selling it off. But man, it's hard for me to sell it off, because at the end of the day, Apple is going through a super cycle in iPhones, and they're going to go through this cycle over the next like 2 to 3 years, basically, where, you know, the whole world's going to basically go to 5G phones, all right? And when you look at Cruisy Doozy, like, they have many different audio components inside those iPhones. Every time somebody buys a new iPhone, Cruisy Doozy makes a bunch of money on that, okay? And so if I'm thinking about this stock, I'm like, do I really want to sell it? Also, this is a company, this is the best company in the world when it comes to small audio chips, audio components. And you look at the world, everything being run by audio, voice becoming bigger and bigger than ever, right? And this is the #1 company in the world that does that. Do I really want to sell off this asset? That's the way I always think about these stocks. They're underlying businesses, they're assets at the end of the day. Do I really want to sell it off? And still I don't. So I'm still holding that stock. I think it's honestly probably going to do pretty well over the next couple of years because, like I said, the iPhone numbers are likely going to be ridiculous. And that's why Apple stock has climbed so much over the past year or so. I think a lot of people have figured out, oh man, 5G is going to be a super cycle. Wait to see those numbers. So yeah, Cruisy Doozy, I'm still holding it, all right? Next stock up here is Elf on a Shelf, all right? Elf Beauty, Elf Cosmetics, whatever you want to call them. This is a stock we're up 218% on. We're up about $16,000 on the stock on 1,000 shares. And so this company, it adds a little diversity to my portfolio, okay? It's a cosmetics company, beauty company, whatever you want to call them. Adds a little diversity, okay? Non-tech related. I like that because I hold a lot of tech companies, okay? So I like holding something that's non-tech. Also, it's a company that was a great turnaround play. I got in the stock at the perfect time when the turnaround was happening, and I just, you know, happened to play it perfect. We took a ton of profits on the stock, and I'm kind of looking at what I'm holding, $23,000, and I'm like, I'm comfortable with that. I really am. And so for right now, that's just a hold. This is a company that has great products. You know, a lot of the people that watch my channel, you know, you don't wear makeup, okay? So, but needless to say, this company makes very high quality products for a lot of times under $10. And in the cosmetics industry, like, you know, products are extremely expensive for the most part, okay? And if you go cheap, it's hard to get like good quality. Elf is like a balance of great value, but also very good quality. And, you know, that's why they've built a very successful brand for themselves. So yeah, I'm still holding that one. Upwork, next one up here, ticker symbol UPWK. So Upwork is a freelance economy type company, okay? And they're one of the biggest players in the entire world when it comes to that freelance economy. They basically have a website where people, essentially, you need somebody to do something for you. You can find them on there, especially anything that's like computer related, software related, anything that you can exchange files back and forth, things like that, okay? But many other services as well, all right? But Upwork, this stock's done phenomenal for us, up 167%, over $18,000 gain on this. We could take right now. We have our positions almost $30,000, 825 shares. And this is a stock with a cost base of $13.43. I really don't want to part with it. It's another great asset. The freelancing economy is just getting bigger and bigger and will continue to in the coming years. So why do I have to sell out a stock like Upwork? I don't want to do that. I want to hold that asset. It's a great company. They got a good team there, and I'm just not willing to get rid of that stock, okay? Alrighty, guys, so top 10 times, so this level of seriousness is going up now, all right? So, stock number 9 up here, my 9th biggest investment in the public count is Switch stock, ticker symbol SWCH, all right? This one is, I think, our worst performing stock, I want to say, or close to our worst performing stock of the bunch. So we're up $1,700 on the stock, up about almost 6% on it. $32,000 is our current value on this one on 2,000 shares. Switch is a data center related company. They brand themselves so well. When you think about, like, you know, imagine you're a mid-sized business or a big business, right? It's much cheaper to have somebody like Switch hold your equipment, and potentially actually a lot safer as well, because those facilities are like, you know, you're not breaking into those. It's like Fort Knox, but probably even better than that, okay? And those facilities are amazing to have. Their branding they have is amazing. And at the end of the day, it's a service that a lot of companies need. And this company is expanding to the edge. They also have new products and services coming out over the next few years. The company's been in big expansion mode. It's a nice growing company, not the type of company that's like, oh, their revenues are up 50%, but it's a solid, like, high single digit, like low double digit revenue growth company. I think profitability is going to start to increase massively in the back half of 2021 and moving into 2022. And I think this will be a cash flow machine business down the road, okay? So I'm looking at that stock, and I like it, okay? That's Switch stock. Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND. Next one up here, 300 shares. This is, I stand corrected, this is our worst stock of the bunch, okay? So this stock, we're down $225 as of right now on $37,000 worth of shares of Beyond Meat, okay? Cost base on this one's $126.65. Beyond Meat, they're the pioneer really in this whole, you know, the biggest company in this like plant-based movement, okay? Where, you know, essentially trying to cut down on the amount of, you know, actual meat people eat. And they're doing a phenomenal job with it. Their branding's spectacular. They got the #1 brand name by a mile in the space. And they got Ethan Brown, who I think is just a visionary in the space. And so I'm looking at this company and I just love it. I just think there's so much expansion opportunity for this company over the coming years that I can't sell out of this stock. It's one of those stocks I just want to hold as a long-term investment over the next 5-10 years. And when I think about Beyond Meat, the brand itself has massive expansion around the world, okay? Keep in mind, they're very North American still, okay? Around the world, huge potential. Restaurants, huge potential. Fast food, huge potential. There's talk that they could have a deal with McDonald's potentially in 2021. We'll have to see, okay? I don't want to get too excited about that. But Beyond Meat's everywhere, the brand name's everywhere, and that brand name is going to basically create a cash flow machine, a huge, you know, like growth company for years and years to go in the future. The restaurants like advertise it as Beyond Meat, right? Pizza Hut just did a deal with them. They advertise it as Beyond Meat, basically sausage pizza at Pizza Hut. Like it's beautiful. And so that's just a company I love holding as a long-term investment. The Planet, all right? The Planet is the next one up here. Ticker symbol on this one is PLNHF, all right? We're up 337% on this one. It's one of our best performing stocks in the account, up over $42,000. Current value on this one's $54,000. I should have bought this one way heavier in this account. Lucky enough, I did buy it pretty heavy in my main private account, but I didn't buy it heavy enough in the public. Oh my gosh, I should have bought it heavier. On 10,000 shares in the Planet, I really honestly believe this company has a great opportunity to be one of the most important companies in the entire world when it comes to MJ space. And if you're talking about that, I mean, this is a company that has potential to be a $10 billion plus company, okay? I really truly believe that. When I see the team they have in place, when I see the way this business executes, when I see the way they can get funding for their business, and keep in mind, they can't even get the type of funding they really are going to be able to get in the future when things are federally legalized. Once things are federally legalized, they're going to be able to go to the big indexes. They'll be able to be listed on the NASDAQ if they want or something like that. And the ease of capital at that point, oh my gosh, guys. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. Never mind, this is going to be a cash flow generating machine in the future. And I'm just looking at the stock and I'm just wishing I bought it so much heavier in this account. Like I said, I bought a really good position in my main private account, but I went way too small in this account with only a $12,500 initial investment. So yeah, even though that one's up 337%, I don't sit around thinking about selling Planet 13. I can tell you that doesn't even cross my mind ever, okay? Love that one for the long term. Next one up here is Wynn Resorts. This one's up a little less, okay? This one's up 37% versus the other one was 337%. But Wynn Resorts, you guys know them, you know, huge properties in Vegas, right? The Wynn, the Encore, they got the Boston property, Encore Boston, right? They have two properties, Wynn and Encore, in the old part of Macau. By the way, I'm just basically taking all this off my head. I didn't even create notes for this or anything like that. I'm just basically talking to you guys like this is a conversation. And then they got the Wynn Palace, which is a beast. That was like a property that was, geez, that was probably over $4 billion, that property. And that's just the creme de la creme. That's going to be the biggest cash flow machine, in my opinion, from basically 2022 to 2030 in Macau, by far, in a way, in my personal opinion. It's going to generate crazy profits. I think this is a company that will be able to do $10 EPS long term. And it's a stock that will give me a lot better gains in the future, in my opinion. But not just that. This is a dividend beast, okay? When Wynn Resorts business is on track, which basically as soon as Rona is a thing of the past, which it will be in, let's say 12 months from now, like Wynn's gonna be a dividend beast again. It's gonna be a cash flow machine. And when that happens, you know, all these shares, I'm gonna make a lot of dividend money on them on top of hopefully, you know, really good gains, because this is a stock that will probably go back to $200 again. And as long as, you know, nothing crazy happens again, the stock should be able to actually go over 200 and stay over 200. But, you know, it remains to be seen. You never know. Maybe another once in a 100-year health event happens. But yeah, Wynn's a beautiful company, all right? Revolve, ticker symbol RVLV on this one, all right? Revolve is an online e-commerce company that sells clothing, all right? The gentlemen that run that business have done a phenomenal job growing it over the past, number of years with influencers, and a lot on Instagram, but other social platforms as well. They've done a phenomenal job. Stock's a beast. We're up 153% on that, up $43,000. That position is $71,000. 2,375 shares. I'm not interested in selling that business. I really am not. I mean, when I look at Revolve, I look at a company that is like one of the premier players in the entire world when it comes to clothing, selling clothing online. And when I look at clothing online, Amazon's not just going to win that. Amazon could win like very basic materials like like t-shirts and underwear and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, more specific products, like Amazon's just not that place, because people view Amazon in kind of like a light, kind of similar to like a Walmart, right? Where, you might get some clothing at Walmart, but you're probably not buying your whole wardrobe from Walmart, right? You're going to other stores for that. And that's really the way I view Revolve. And so that's an incredible business. They're doing phenomenal. The company's survived this mess, which is essentially a once in 100-year event, which has basically made a lot of people go out way less, which is a bad thing for clothing sales. And Revolve should be a huge comeback in terms of their business. The growth should be ridiculous. So I love that stock, and I'm not interested in selling that one at all, even though we got really nice gains on it already, all right? All right, guys, now to the top 5 biggest investments in this account, okay? It's time to get super serious. And then after that, I'll share with you 2 stocks that I'm thinking about adding in this account, all right? Coming in at the 5th biggest investment, Skyworks Solutions, ticker symbol SWKS, okay? This stock's almost 100% gainer for us, up over $48,000, $97,000 current value on this stock. Quantity, 650 shares, cost base $75.70. Skyworks, I've looked in this company for years and started investing in this one in 2018. And at the end of the day, when I just was looking into Skyworks, I just found a company that I thought was one of the best positioned companies in the world to benefit from 5G huge. And I mean huge. And so, that company, I'm not interested in getting rid of it. Yeah, we've almost doubled up our money on it. I'm not ditching Skyworks, I can tell you that. That's just a company that, remember I talked about the super cycle of iPhones? Check out how many chips are in the iPhone from Skyworks Solutions. You're gonna probably find I think it's 7 or 8 chips. 7 or 8 chips just from Skyworks Solutions in the new iPhones, iPhone 12. So if you have an iPhone 12, thank you, okay? And if you own Skyworks Solutions stock, you need to be thanking everybody that's buying the new iPhones, because Skyworks Solutions is making a lot of money off that. And as well, Skyworks Solutions is in with pretty much all the phone players. So anybody that's buying 5G devices in the future, Skyworks Solutions will benefit from that. It's a great dividend paying stock, phenomenal management team, a pristine, perfect balance sheet. And yeah, I mean, literally, there's no reason for me to say I got to go ditch Skyworks. It doesn't make sense, okay? So I love that stock. Coming in at the 4th biggest investment in the account is a new one, okay? TTCF, Tattooed Chef. Look at how aggressively I've been buying the stock. We're up to basically over 6 figures now. Current value in this stock. 4,500 shares I own in this stock. I own, massively more shares in this, I can tell you that, in my main private account. Like that position is really, really big in that account. But man, I love this stock. Cost base $17.72. I mean, I think I even bought some today in my main private account. I want to say a Tattooed Chef. But yeah, I mean, anything around this value it's at, I want to buy it. I think Tattooed Chef, the way I'm looking at this business, I think they're going to be a giant. I think they're going to be a giant in the food industry. I'm talking like size of like a Conagra Foods or something like that, or maybe even bigger long term. We'll see. But I mean, you look at something like a Conagra Foods or some of those big companies, a lot of them trade at 15, 20, $25 billion valuations. Okay, this is a 1 point something billion dollar valuation today. And so when I look at Tattooed Chef, I really have a lot of belief that they will become a giant in the food space. I've tried so many of their products. I've seen their product packaging. I see the way they sell. And I'm just like, I love that stock. It's literally maybe my favorite stock in the stock market right now. Well, it is in terms of me actually buying it. Well, it might be one other stock, but this one I absolutely love, okay? So yeah, that one, I can see myself holding that for, I don't know. That's one of those rare stocks that I don't know if I'd ever sell out of it. I'll be honest. Food companies, if you own a great food or drink company and you get in early on them, a lot of times it doesn't make sense to ever sell a stock, because then they end up, over time, their growth rate's slow, but you know what doesn't? The cash flows, and then they start producing a ton of dividends. And so I don't know if I'll ever sell Tattooed Chef. We'll see. History's long, right? But and the future's long. But I honestly don't know if I'll ever sell that stock. It's just a thing of beauty. Okay. Next one up here is the FB, Facebook stock, all right? This one is a $102,000 position here, up 80% on this one, up over $45,000 on it as of right now, 371 shares, cost base is $153.35. You know, Facebook, I mean, what can I tell you about that company? It's undervalued. They own the Facebook platform, the Instagram platform, they own WhatsApp, they own Oculus, #1 player in virtual reality, right? Which is just another booming industry for the next decade. And so when you look at that stock, it's like, you know, the only thing bad you can really say about it is, government, maybe they split them up, something like that. You know, I don't know. Here's the thing. You split up Facebook, who's next? You're going to split up Google? You're going to split up Amazon? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to split up Facebook, you're going to have to start potentially splitting up others. And you go down that rabbit hole of, well, wait, you're trying to split us up, but why you're not going to split these other companies up? Because other companies have done some amazing acquisitions over time, right? And so, yeah, that would be just crazy to split up Facebook and then say all these other companies. Like, look at Amazon. Look how many businesses Amazon owns. You know, if you're going to split Facebook from Instagram, then why not split Amazon from Amazon Web Services and, you know, from some of their other businesses? I mean, look at Apple. I mean, they got over a 50% market share of, like, let's say cell phones in the United States. And, you know, they got a lot of power, right? I mean, there's so many of these big tech companies are so powerful. If you go after them, how do you not go after the others? So, and at the end of the day, even if they did, let's say they did go after the FB, they made them split up, it would unlock huge shareholder value. So regardless, it's gravy. It's all gravy in the end. I love FB long term, okay? Beast company, beast business, one of the top 5 best balance sheets in the entire world, okay? Dropbox is the next stock up here. Ticker symbol DBX on this one, okay? So Dropbox, I love this stock, okay? The valuation far too low, forward P far too low, cash flow machine, cloud, e-signing of documents, smart workspace. It's just a beautiful company. We're up 18% on it. We're up over $17,000. $114,000 is our current value on this one on our 5,000 shares. Yeah, I have no interest in getting out of this one. If anything, I would add to the stock. Like, let's say Dropbox went down a bunch. Like, it went down to, you know, I mean, even here, I should be even here, I should be adding. I'll be honest. At $22, I should be adding. It's silly that I'm not adding more of the stock right now. It really is. I should be. You know, that's just like as simple as that. Like, I feel like I'm going to look back in a few years and regret not have been buying this heavy and not making this, like, let's say a $250,000 position in the public account instead of a $114,000 position right now. So yeah, I love that one. Dropbox, thing of beauty. Alrighty, guys, it is time for the #1 stock. And then after that, we will get into the 2 stocks I'm thinking about adding to this account for basically in 2021. And you guys probably don't have any clue what stock this is, right? I mean, you just don't know. It is Tesla, my Tesla, of course, okay? Tesla, my Tesla is not just the #1 stock in this account. It's by far and away the #1 stock in this account, okay? It's a $500,000 position. You know, I mean, out of a $1.2 million account. So it makes up a good portion of it. Let's just put it that way, okay? 750 shares in this one. We're up a whopping 1,363%. It is my best stock I've ever had. I've never had a stock that I held that over 10x. I've had stocks that I was invested in and sold out along the way that ended up 10xing or more, but I've never actually been invested in a company that I over 10xed my money, and this is that company. Up $465,000. Ooh, man, I mean, it's crazy to think, like, when I was investing in that stock was seen as risky. It really was. Like, when I was investing in Tesla, it was seen as like a risky stock. Even back then, I would call it, you know, kind of more of a speculative stock I was holding. And so that's why I only bought 34K. But man, looking back, I should have, you know, went way heavier in this account. Obviously, I had, you know, shares in other accounts I did really well on, right? But man, yeah, who could ever foresaw it would have gone up this much this fast? It's just at the end of the day, everybody's just got behind Tesla because they're realizing, oh my gosh, like the numbers are going to be crazy from this company for the next 5-10 years. Like, just absolutely epic, okay? And so when we look at Tesla, it's a company with a market cap of over $600 billion right now. And there's no doubt that is a really, really high valuation based upon what Tesla's doing for numbers here today. And I'll be honest, you know, almost every day the market's open for the past 3, 4, 5 months, I thought about selling the stock. I did. You know, I got the 750 shares there, and I'm like, well, what if I just sold 50? What if I just sold 150? What if I just sold 100 shares? What if I just, you know, cashed a little bit? What if I cashed half the shares out? What if I sold it all? Like, these thoughts always go through my mind in regards to Tesla, because the valuation has gone up crazy, and I've never been part of a stock that 10x'd in terms of actually staying invested in it. So this is a first for me. It's like uncharted waters, essentially. And so sometimes it's even hard for me to believe, oh my gosh, it's really gone up this much. And so I'm consistently always think about selling this one. But at the end of the day, I still got all 750 of those shares in this account. So yeah, that is that, okay? So now let's talk for a moment about a couple stocks I could potentially be adding in the first half of 2021. And things could change, obviously. Maybe some other stocks get on my radar that I want to add even more. But WBA, I really want to add this stock in this account, okay? I don't have a position in this account. I have a huge position. Like, when I say huge, I'm talking 20,000 shares of WBA in my main private account, Big Dog, okay? 20,000 shares. So, yeah, I should probably add some in the public account as well. And WBA, I'm just so convinced that the numbers are going to be phenomenal for this company. It's just a perfect storm with the stock. It's so many things. I'm going to probably feature it on 3 stocks I'm buying at some point for the January 2021 edition, and I'll go really in depth in this one. But I'm just so 100% convinced that I'm going to likely double up my money in the stock over the next couple of years that, you know, it's hard for me not to add this one in the public count as well. So like I said, that one will likely be featured on 3 stocks I'm buying January edition, and I'll go super in depth on that one, okay? Berkshire Hathaway, I could see myself definitely adding Berkshire Hathaway in the public account in 2021. Berkshire Hathaway is just such a big diversified business. I own a lot of tech stocks, right? And I feel like this stock would just add some really good diversity. I mean, it doesn't get more diversified than Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett's company, right? And they have so many successful investments, throwing them off crazy money worth of dividends. Their Apple positions, you know, oh my gosh, what is that? A 12-figure plus position now? 12 figures, okay? Like, it's crazy. And so I just feel like Berkshire is an undervalued asset. And I feel like it would add good, stable company to my portfolio in the end. So that's definitely another stock I could add. So hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, if you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. I just went through all these kind of small bull cases right off the top of my head. So I'd appreciate it if you guys smash that thumbs up button as always. And then if you want to try to apply for my private group, learn all my strategies on how I make money from the stock market, how I identify great stocks to buy that make me money over time and those sorts of things, and build out a successful portfolio. So hopefully you can get to 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in the stock market as well. You can go ahead and check that out. That will be linked in the description. Also, I'll probably have that as the pinned comment if you're interested in applying in there. Thank you for watching and have a great day.